Of all the sequels and franchise extensions in 2017, none were as ambitious as the reboot of The Culture Wars starring Donald J. Trump. He swept into office with the swagger of a one-man Justice League, bent on vanquishing the liberal-leaning entertainment industrial complex and its coastal elite base, one tweet at a time. The phrase culture war first crashed into the national discourse in the late 1980s, as a catch-all term for battles over values, ideals, and national identity. The battlegrounds were college campuses, Hollywood, the bedroom, anywhere that moral relativism, secularism, and the general culture of depravity, as dedicated warriors like Rush Limbaugh put it, held sway. Today's culture wars, like war itself, have moved beyond the old, clearly defined fields of contention and are just as likely to rage among old allies as traditional right-left antagonists. Here's a selective, not so nostalgic look back at some of the fiercest fights from a year when just about every cultural event and artifact became an arena for asking not just which side are you on, but do you really have my back? If there was any lingering hope that President Trump was going to cede the stage to a more restrained character, it was laid to rest at the Golden Globes on January 8, when Hollywood served up the making of a classic culture wars set piece. The erstwhile Trump tousler Jimmy Fallon was the host, but it was Meryl Streep who volunteered as Mr. Trump's scene partner. She unleashed a fiery speech that called out his mocking imitation of a disabled reporter during the campaign, a performance that sank its hooks into my heart and extolled the open borders of culture. Hollywood is crawling with outsiders and foreigners, she declared. If we kick them out, you'll have nothing to watch but football and mixed martial arts, which are not the arts. The room, and the internet, erupted in cheers. Conservative pundits accused her of elitist grandstanding, while on Twitter Mr. Trump called her one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood and a Hillary flunky who lost big. 2 weeks later, at a gala in New York, Ms. Streep attempted a rollback on at least one target. I do like football, let me just make that clear, she said. Some MMA fans, meanwhile, pointed out that the sport, which was brought to the United States by a Brazilian family that had studied jiu-jitsu, is not only creative, but also more diverse than Hollywood. Ms. Streep may get a do-over at this year's Golden Globes on January 7. She is nominated for her portrayal of the newspaper publisher Katharine Graham, another woman who faced down a president, in Steven Spielberg's Pentagon Papers drama, The Post. The Women's March spurred millions of protesters in pink pussy hats to take to the streets across the country the day after Mr. Trump's inauguration. It was a show of strength for the resistance, but also a trailer for the internecine battles to follow. Signs pointed out the awkward fact that 53% of white women had voted for Mr. Trump.